So welcome to Minneapolis.
Thank you.
This is your first time here.
It is. It is.
How do you like it?
I find it very special because of the people. The staff at the hotel, your crew, everyone in this building, we're on location. Part of my childhood was in the Midwest,
Okay.
so I know how wonderful people in the Midwest are.
Incredible.
But it's like here in Minneapolis, you've taken it like to the next level. There's an extraordinary sweetness and kindness, even more so than the usual Midwestern. I'm having a wonderful time.
It's called Minnesota Nice.
It is. I mean, and it's so genuine and graceful. And as I say, I know what it is to be in the Midwest around really wonderful, caring people. But there's something even more special about Minneapolis. Who knew? But I'm really, really glad I came.
So you have been obviously Three's Company, but you've done 1,000 other projects, and you've had absolutely phenomenal and stupendous career. What brought you to our set here? I mean, it's a film about homelessness. It's touching, it's compelling. It's about homelessness and hope brought on by the 2008 economic crisis. What interested you in this project?
I have been, as you said, I have been very lucky in my career. I started on the stage when I was 13, so the theater, live theater is really my home. But I have been very, very fortunate. One of the things that happens when you get sort of ridiculously famous, like something like Three's Company can visit upon you, everyone wants you to assist in their cause, and you want to, but you very quickly learn, or at least I did, for me, in order to bring yourself to a project and really be able to bring yourself to it fully, what's that phrase, if you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem, right? So if you can't come to it where you really can be fully supportive of it and give to it, then you feel inappropriate and you spread yourself too thin. So for me, it became clear that if I was going to do service of any kind, I had to know what I could give myself to and not to 500 things.
Sure.
And so very quickly, it was easy for me to know that my issues that I would really, really want to support and could show up for would have to do with shelters for battered women and their children and issues of hunger and homelessness. It was like, if people can't have a place to sleep and a roof over their head and a belly that's not hungry, there's nothing to be done. You can't show someone how to go out and find a job and build a new life if they haven't slept and they're hungry. So first we nurture each other in a very basic way. Then we help each other figure out how to live in the world. You know, so it was, and the issue of battering. Please, you can't hit another human being and expect that to be okay, especially if they're smaller than you. So those were the things. So, and your film, your project in particular, I'm a great fan of Bill Maher. Real Time on HBO, that series. There are times when Bill and my politics do not align, but I would say 90% of the time, I'm like so right there with him. And I love him in particular because he will harken back to the 2008 crash, the economic crash in this country, and the banks and the mortgage companies and those people who did that, who were literally criminal in their behavior, who stole the homes of many, many Americans because of their greed, who are not in jail, who in fact are retired somewhere with billion-dollar bonuses, who should be in jail. I mean, if you're going to put somebody in jail, we need to start there, not the people who are having a toke of marijuana on occasion, please. Thank you very much. I did turn into Bill Maher there for a minute. That's totally his politics. In any event, I love that he will still harken back to that because it's true, that is an issue that has not been resolved in this country, and we really need to take who we are as Americans seriously, so that if your congressman wants your vote, then the first thing he needs to be looking at is what happened to the average American who had paid their mortgage, had done the right thing, who was being a good citizen, and actually lost their home, actually had to move out of their house with their children and their wives or their husband, and find a way to survive because there were people who were playing games with big money in banks and mortgage companies who didn't care about the average everyday citizen.
And it's incredible because that's really what touched me enough and prompted me to actually tell the story and write the script and bring it to life, because in my cafe in 2013, the bottom half of what happened came to my door. And it got me to a place to where I was seeing the result of it from their side of it. So it wasn't from the bank and mortgage company's side of it, it was from the foreclosed homeowner side of it. And I knew that I had to tell this story. So thank you for being here. This is absolutely incredible. Your work is phenomenal. It's been stupendous, and it's inspired myself, and I know many other people over the years. You're Joyce DeWitt. Everybody knows you. And that in itself, I'm grateful for. And so one more question. But
anyway, I really love that you went after this issue, because there are so many things that we can talk about and work for and help in terms of the issue of homelessness. But this particular perspective, I'm so grateful that that's the angle that you decided to talk about, because people do need help and answers that they haven't been able to get, and your film is going to bring that information to them. And the fact that you wrote this lovely story, that it's a docudrama, not just a documentary. The other thing too, that the idea you're homeless but not hopeless, that was the other thing when you first contacted me, that you were coming toward the issue that way. That's so important for people to know. Your life can look like, oh sweet Jesus, this is just not working, it's over. And in a heartbeat,
it can change.
A breath of fresh air.
Absolutely.
That you have no idea where it will come from.
Right.
There is magic that comes from heaven, and we can't explain it, but it shows up in our lives. And you know, when you're hitting rock bottom, the idea of not feeling hopeless, I mean, please, don't even talk to me about that, you know? But the truth is, we never are. There's always that next moment that can change everything. So I'm very grateful for your project.
And it's important, not only because we have to bring that hope forward, but it's, as adults, we have a tendency to look at ourselves and we forget that some of us have children behind us, and they mimic and mock and by osmosis pick up everything that we do. And as a result of that, if we are in the middle of a situation where we are homeless as adults and we have children in tow, then they often tend to think that that's okay. And it
that's normal.
That is normal. And so we have to push them past that hopelessness to hope, to where they can understand that it doesn't matter what situation you're in, it can change. There are people out here who genuinely care about your well-being. And it may not be inside the banks and mortgage companies at that level, but at the general blue-collar, hardworking Americans who actually care that you have paid your mortgage. So thank you. We are grateful. We are behind the scenes on the set of Street Signs. We hope that this movie will touch you and inspire you as it did for us who were participating in it and being a part of it. I'm Keith Hammond, executive producer, writer, director, and this is Joyce DeWitt. Thank you so much again, and welcome to Minneapolis.
Thank you. I know, thanks for bringing me here. I love the people.
Absolutely.
Thanks for letting me be in your film.
Thank you so much.
I'm grateful that you're making this movie.
And cut.